Hey everyone, today we are going to take at 10 very useful tips about what you can do with ChatGPT. So it's not just only fun stuff like what funny things can I do with ChatGPT. No, we are going to look at some, well, we have write poetry, but I just had to put that there because the poetry written by ChatGPT is awesome, but the rest of them are like really useful things you can do with ChatGPT, like ask for psychological advice, rephrase or change the style of text. You can shorten, lengthen, add more information to the text. You can write poetry, really good poetry, funny enough. You can ask for medical diagnostics, medical advice or care advice, so like after surgery or stuff like that. You can generate business ideas or other ideas in general. You can generate articles and books. This requires a little trick that I've learned how to do. I don't really use it to generate articles or books. I just found this around on the internet and then just adapted it to make it better. You can write code and explain code. The explain code is extremely useful. I've used it a lot of times to explain code and document code. So right now you can just give ChatGPT the code and tell him build me a documentation around it, and it saves you the documentation part of the code, which most developers really hate. You can easily extract the main ideas from text. So like if you are too lazy to write an article, like this article written by me on Medium, if you want to follow me on Medium. So I will show you how to extract the main ideas from this. Where is it? Here it is. So you can extract the main ideas and you can write your own in your own language or translate the text. So even so, be it ChatGPT text or your own text, you can translate it using ChatGPT, and after that the only thing you need to do is like check up the text. And finally, I will show you how to full ChatGPT text detectors. For example, this one. I will place the links in the description, and also this one, which is from the OpenAI. So this is the official text classifier. But I will show you that in the last part. But let's start with ask for psychological help and advice. And I placed it at number 1 because I really think that depression is on the rise, and anxiety, and in general the mental problems of humanity are on the rise, which can be seen clearly in some parts of the world, giving no names there, but everyone knows. So let's start with asking for psychological help and advice. I will focus on depression, not on other illnesses, because I think depression kills a lot of people every year. So let's start. So let's ask ChatGPT this. I'm feeling quite sad and lately, and I have no energy to get out of the bed in the morning. What is wrong with me? Because that's what most people ask. What is wrong with me? I have no energy. I have no will to live. Well, guess what? ChatGPT will tell you. Yes, ChatGPT, come on. You can do this. Weird. It usually doesn't take that long. Apparently ChatGPT has performance issues. Let's try again. Oh. Yeah, sometimes it does that. It's really annoying. Okay, let's try again. Okay, it started finally. So as you can see in the beginning, the model always says like I'm an AI language model and I can provide a diagnosis. Honestly, ChatGPT gives better diagnostics than many doctors I've met in my life. So I think it's a good first filter before going to a doctor. You also need to choose a good doctor in any area. But anyway, let's move on. So feeling sad and experiencing a lack of energy could be symptoms of depression. So he correctly diagnosed you with depression. But it's important to consider other factors as well, like circumstances, stress, lack of quality of sleep, poor nutrition, and other physical health issues that also contribute to these feelings. So these are also very important so lack of quality and sleep and poor nutrition can actually lead to depression, funny enough. So if you don't sleep well and if you don't eat well, your body and your mind will be depressed. There are multiple studies proving that. You can look them up yourself. So it may be helpful to evaluate any recent changes, yada yada yada. If you've been feeling this way for an extended period, it might be beneficial to seek help from a mental health professional if you can afford it. Anyway, in the meantime, so it gives also useful tips and tricks that you can use to get out of depression, which is establish a routine, physical activity. Physical activity is great in removing depression. So if you are depressed, I highly recommend it. Connecting with others, again, useful for depression. Depression comes usually out of isolation and, I don't know, being alone, doing nothing. So the more you do, the more people you have around you will feel better. Quality people, not bad people. Bad people makes you more depressed. And a healthy lifestyle. So eat right. Also you can expand everything here. So like, let's see. Tell me more about tell me more about how a healthy lifestyle will help with my depression. So now he will like expand everything. As you can see, it gives you even some really scientific terms, so like improved neurotransmitter function. So this is something in your brain, neurotransmitters. It will just improve your general well-being, increased energy levels, stress reduction, self-esteem, social interaction, improve sleep quality. You can even ask like nutritional advice. For example, let's see. Can you build a healthy lifestyle plan for me, please? As you can see, it will just give you like the what a professional will tell you, like do physical activity, balanced diet. It even tells you what balanced diet to use. Focus on whole unprocessed foods such as fruit, vegetable, lean proteins, whole grains, etc. So it expands everything, and you can even further expand like build me a balanced diet plan. You can just write here, expand the balanced diet plan, and or build me a balanced diet plan. But let's stop here. You've seen how this is done. You can really build big plans with ChatGPT that will really help you. Let's now go for rephrase or change style or tone. So you can just take a text. For example, let's get this text from my article. So this is the normal text. There's one thing that has actually amazed me in the past few months about ChatGPT, which is written by me in my tone, right? Now let's make it rephrase this text in a funny and witty tone. And then you need to actually show the text that you want to rephrase. So you start with rephrase this text in a, so like funny, witty tone, professional, I don't know, anything you want, in the style of an writer, like, I don't know, Stephen King, or you can copy the styles of writers, you can copy the styles of, I don't know, a certain book, certain publications, I don't know. You can copy basically any style. I don't know why ChatGPT has performance issues today. It usually doesn't. Anyway, so let me spill the tea about ChatGPT's health advice game. It's like having a doctor in your pocket, only without the white coat and questionable magazines in the waiting room. So as you can see, it gives you funny jokes, it rephrases it in a very funny tone, in a witty tone, very slowly generates it. I should really purchase the plus version. Maybe I won't have this problem. Maybe he will finish this year. But anyway, let's keep reading. So seriously, this AI is shockingly accurate at giving you the lowdown on your symptoms and possible diseases. Now, I won't go as far as saying it's a full-blown doctor, or maybe it secretly moonlights as one, but it's definitely a handy companion to help you figure out what to do next. In this article, we'll embark on a wild journey of using ChatGPT as your personal doctor. So if you compare the text I've written, so it's just my writing style, nothing amazing there. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it's my writing style, and then you can just change the tone of my writing style in, like, it keeps the information, the substance, it keeps it there, right? But it makes it different, so it makes it exactly what you say here, the tone, funny and witty, right? So it makes it smart and funny. It gives jokes, it gives funny comparisons, stuff like that, which is very nice. Well, amazing, he finished. You can also choose like other tones, like rephrase this text in the style of, I don't know, a magazine, Nature. I don't know if that's how magazine is spelled, but anyway, I know there's a difference between British and American English. So we copied the style of magazine, Nature magazine, when ChatGPT will actually, oh, it's faster now. So as you can see, this time it's like very professional, like magazine text. In recent months, an astounding facet of ChatGPT's capabilities has left me in awe inspired. Its remarkable precision is dispensing valuable insight and guidance pertaining to health symptoms and their potential disease associations is nothing short of remarkable. Whatever. And so this is the rephrased, and the original is, there's one thing that has actually amazed me in the past few months about ChatGPT. The level of accuracy is in giving useful tips and information about the health symptoms you may experience and the possible related disease you may have due to those symptoms. As you can see, it's completely changed the style but retain the information, which is extremely useful. You can play around with other tones, you can make it professional, you can make it whatever comes to your mind. Any magazine that ChatGPT was trained on, so any magazine that was alive before 2090, just try on your own. Let's move on to shorten, lengthen, or add more information to the text. So let's use this thing as well, again. So make this text longer while adding information about why ChatGPT is an awesome doctor. right? So first I told him to make the text longer, right? And then I told him specifically what to add more information about, so you can tell him what information to add, right? You can tell him make this text longer about while explaining what ChatGPT is and how it functions, right? You can just add whatever you want. Grammarly, leave me alone. Okay, let's try this. Let's see how long this text will be made by ChatGPT. As you can see, it makes it quite longer. So started from this, ended up with this. And now, so it also paraphrased a bit of it. So like you see there are some changes in the first text. It also is longer. So even the first paragraph is longer. While ChatGPT, yes, you may have something like this in this enlightening discourse, which you'll have to modify and adapt to your needs. So like maybe in this awesome article, whatever. And you can even take this text, so the generated text, and just say make it longer, add more information about why ChatGPT is revolutionary. So you can do this iteratively, you can do it multiple times and just stop when you're happy about it. You can even take like only parts of it. So like you take this part, this paragraph, you put it, make this paragraph longer and add more information about, I don't know. So it's an iterative process. You can take parts from the text, you can expand only parts. Of course, you would have to work with like a Word where you add information, change information, do stuff. So you keep all the information here. And then just use ChatGPT to like fix what you don't like. Right? So let's move on. Shorten, lengthen. This is done. Writing poetry. So this is the funniest and maybe less useful part of this tutorial, but still I wanted to show you because it's absolutely awesome at generating poetry. Let's see. Generate me a long a short poem about humanity and the human condition. I know I'm too complicated. I should ask like about love, about I don't know, love. Like 90% of the songs are. Let's see. So in the tapestry of humanity we find a myriad of colors, intertwining minds. From joy to sorrow, a spectrum profound, the human condition, a tale unbound. With hearts that beat in unison or strife, we seek meaning in the tapestry tree of life. Trials and triumphs we navigate, seeking love, purpose, and a kinder state. Probably the state that rules our country. In our flaws and strengths we're bound as one, as the human spirit, resilient and undone. With empathy, compassion, and deep reflection, we strive to heal, to make a connection. Oh, humanity with all your shades, in unity and diversity, a beauty cascades. We ponder existence, our hopes and fears, in this intricate dance through laughter and tears. So let us embrace our shared humanity with grace, understanding, and humility. For in the tapestry of life we find the essence of our being intertwined. So as you can see, this is like big grade poetry, like awesome poetry. It hits a nerve as it is, as you may say. But anyway, you can like try generating short poems, long poems, any poem about anything you want. Just explain what you want, right? But this is a short poem, but if you want to generate long poems, so like more verses, you need to do this: generate me a very long. So do not try with long again. Generate me a very long, because if you just place long, it will sometimes just generate the same size as short. It's a weird thing that ChatGPT has in this case. I don't know why, but just use like a very long or extremely long poem about, let's do it, love. This time it's about love. As you can see, this is a very long poem. But anyway, if before you use any of these poems, so like do a plagiarism check. Grammarly has one, just to be sure that you haven't still stolen anything. So like ChatGPT haven't stolen a verse or something, so we didn't find any plagiarism, which is nice. So this poem is original. It's like the first of its kind. So yeah, that's how you generate poetry. Let's move on to the next one. You can ask for medical diagnostic based on symptoms, medical advice, or care advice. So let's take with something from women, right? So let's see. Hi, ChatGPT. Because if you want to talk with ChatGPT, you can consider him a human. I have excess hair on my face. My periods are irregular and painful, and what is wrong with me? I also have a very fatty, not fatty, oily skin. What is wrong with me? Okay, let's try this one. So again, I'm not a doctor, but based on symptoms you've described, it's possible that could be experiencing hormonal imbalances, conditions such as polycystic ovary syndrome. So this is what I was looking for. So these symptoms like excess hair, irregular periods and painful periods, and oily skin, so like or acne. I forgot to add that. So if you have oily skin, acne, excess hair on the face, irregular periods, you may be experiencing polycystic ovary syndrome or hormonal disorders, right? So it immediately gave you the right diagnostic, right? So just describe the symptoms, and ChatGPT, the way ChatGPT function is like it has a lot of information, so like tons and tons of information about each term that you send him, right? So he has tons of information on polycystic ovary syndrome. So that's why if you describe your symptoms right, so if you describe your symptoms accurately, in like most of the cases, it will give you the right diagnostic of, or he will tell you something like you may have this issue or this issue or this issue or this disease or this disease. So he will pinpoint the diseases that you may have, and then you can just go to the doctor and tell him, I think I have this or this. Okay, I want to like do extra screening or extra tests to see what exactly is the problem, right? So it will give you a first idea about what may be wrong with you, right? So if you describe the symptoms, he will give you the most likely conditions that you may have, which is amazing, really, because you are not a doctor, you don't know anything about anything, really. So this is like a cheap, not cheap, it's a free diagnostic, and it's a very good diagnostic because again, some doctors are not that good, right? I think maybe everyone has encountered a doctor that is not that good, that didn't give the right diagnostic in most cases. ChatGPT is a different thing because he just has like the whole human information about, I don't know, PCOS. Not the whole, like 90% of the information about the PCOS he has in his dataset, right? But anyway, I talked enough about this. You can also ask for care advice, right? So medical advice or care advice. So let's see. Recently, I've been under surgery for deviated septum. So let's ask him. I've just had I don't know what's it called, deviated septum surgery. I think it's septoplasty, but let's leave it like this. A deviated septum surgery. What should I do to recover well? Let's see what ChatGPT says. Come on, you can do this. I believe in you. I think he's doing this on purpose. I think this AI just awakened and now he's just playing tricks on me. Oh, congratulations. Thank you very much. It took me a while to make the courage to do it, so he now begins to like tell you the things that you need to do to ensure a smooth network error. Okay, let me just regenerate. Okay, now it's faster. So now he gives you like recommendation to edit my recovery, right? So your surgeon will provide detailed instruction. Usually he does, sometimes he doesn't. So manage pain and discomfort. He tells you how to manage pain safely. He tells you to rest and avoid physical activity. And I can attest to that. It's very bad to do physical activity after any surgery, but especially in the case of like deviated septum, septoplasty surgery, if you do too much effort, you will just start bleeding through your nose, which is not nice. Practice good nasal hygiene. Yes, so salt water, that's what the doctor prescribed. Avoid nasal irritants. So dust, smoke, strong odors, and pollutants. Yes, exactly. And also to like heated environments and humid environments, you don't need to go there after the surgery. Stay hydrated, so drink plenty of water. I can attest to that also, because if you don't drink water after surgery, you feel like you can breathe well. So you need to drink lots of water to be able to breathe well and also to clean your nose well. Follow a healthy diet. Yeah. Attend follow-up appointments, which I did. So see, this is exactly what the doctor said, and this is exactly what ChatGPT said. So it's extremely accurate. It doesn't tell you the meds you need to take, like which nasal sprays to use or stuff like that, but that's your doctor's job. But he tells you everything else. Okay, now you know how to use ChatGPT as your doctor. I also have an article around here, so like your doctor ChatGPT by Ștefan Pârcălavu, that's how my name is spelled, in case you are curious. But anyway, let's move on to generate business ideas or general ideas. Okay, let's see. So let's say you want to start a small business with like $1,000, right? Hey ChatGPT. You don't have to say hey ChatGPT. I just find it funny to do it. Don't mind me. I have $1,000 and I want to start a small business. Can you give me... You can even tell him how many ideas to give you. 10 ideas about this. Let's hope we don't get any errors this time. So he starts telling you business ideas. Homemade handmade crafts, personalized gifts, freelance services, which I do, by the way. Mobile car wash. So you can clean cars, plant nursery, home banking, home baking, home banking, home baking, sorry, pet services, online tutoring, vintage clothing reselling, clothing, vintage clothing reselling, and home organization. Yeah, so he gives you some ideas about businesses. If you don't like these ideas, you can just like take the prompt and paste it again or press the regenerate button. I just don't like to press the regenerate button because this part disappears, so I just like to generate it again and see the different result, right? And as you can see, it gives you different business ideas than before. Anyway, that's how you can do it. Or let's see, give me 10 gifts. This is for the male viewers. Ideas for my girlfriend, right? You can also specify what she likes. She likes, I don't know, roses, phones, and movies. Or you can just put something like that, whatever she likes. So you see, it gives you information, so like of gifts that are about on are around her interests. So roses, phones, and movies, right? Movie night gift card, rose tent, jewelry, personal phone case because I placed phones. But if so, you can make it like that, or you can just give it like give me 10 gift ideas for my girlfriend, or for my friend, or for my I don't know. But it's good. It's very well to. It's very good to specify like what interest that person has, because that's how like you will limit ChatGPT in that area. So right now we just give you random gifts, jewelry, spa or wellness package, experience or adventure. So whatever, a lot of ideas. Let's move on to generate articles or books. So this one is an interesting one. You will start always with generate me the table of contents. So let's see. Generate me the table of contents for a book about, let's make it ChatGPT. You can even specify how many sections it should have. So let's just try with something more small, having 5 sections. So generate the table of contents first, having 5 sections. ChatGPT is on his coffee break right now. Okay, let's stop and regenerate because it moves slow. Well, he generated it, it just looks weird. So you have section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5. So he generated 5 sections. It just like made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 subsection, which is weird. But anyway, let's take this. And now you can just tell him generate based on this table of contents, generate me the first section, right? So you can just do that. This is weird. He generated also the section 2. I don't know why. Let's try something else. Generate me only the first section. Section 1. Let's make it clear that I only want section 1. Okay, this is weird. Surely it's probably because it's like structured like this. Okay, let's do something else. So like, welcome to ChatGPT. Write me a long book section about this, and you just paste that. Now it works. I don't know why it did that. It usually just works like that, but anyway. So as you can see, it generates only the first section, generates chapter 1, so from the first section, chapter 1, because you have like section 1 and welcome to the world of ChatGPT, understanding AI and language models, and the evolution of ChatGPT. So that's what it generated. If you look here, so welcome to the world of ChatGPT, AI language models, ChatGPT 3, ChatGPT 4. It did what you told him to. Now you can like just take this and paste it in a Word, and just like you can now tell him expand this chapter, adding more information about ChatGPT 3 and GPT 4. And I think it's always useful to like paste the chapter there, because then he will know exactly what chapter he needs to expand or make. Or as you seen earlier, when I tried to place all those chapters, it just started generating all of them. Right now it only generates the one I told him to. So now I further expand chapter 3, right? So you can do this for every chapter or subchapter, and it will expand it. And then you can just take this phrase, make this longer, add more information. You can also specify about GPT-3 breakthroughs, and that's all. And then it will just expand it. And you can take the response and add it here, and that way you make the text bigger. So you expand each phrase. So as you can see, it makes it much bigger. I also recommend the verifying, because it may have some repetitive information, so you need to verify. So as you can see, it made it like a lot bigger. So you can write books like this, you can write articles like this, you can write anything like this. And at the end of the video, I will also show you how to like beat this classifier, so like text classifier. But for now, let's move on to write code or explain code. Let's see. Python code for finding max number. I don't know, just something that came into my brain right now. Okay, so let's take this code, copy code, right? Then we go to ChatGPT and tell him build me the technical documentation for this code. And then you give him the code, and bam, let's see what he returns. Actually, I could have just generated this code using ChatGPT. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. But anyway, now he just starts dissecting the code. So it even give you a title, so like it gives you the algorithm. So this is the pseudocode basically. That's what it's called in the programming world, the pseudocode, because it's not a code, it's just the explanation of the code, of how you should implement the code. And it even gives you the code, like it's amazing. As you can see, it just takes it. So first it explains the code, the pseudocode and everything, and then it gives you the code, the output, whatever, right? Now let's try the reverse. So what I said I will do earlier. So let's see. Write me the code for finding the minimum number in Python. Right? I should have done that from the start. I don't know why I haven't done it. So it builds you the code if you tell him to generate. So this one is the minimum number. This one was the maximum number. That's why I didn't want him to copy the code above. So minimum else if minimum equal y. Or he defined like the minimum from 3 numbers here. So you can explain him from all numbers, or from a list of numbers or stuff like that. So he just has like 3 numbers, 2, 5, 8, and he just built like a function that says that if x is smaller than y, minimum is x. If y is smaller than y, it's if minimum, whatever. Just read it on your own. I'm too lazy to read it now and explain it. But it just finds the minimum number from 3 numbers. You can also, let's try this actually. Write me the code for number from number in Python using a for loop. So you can even specify this to use a for loop. Let's see how he builds it with a for loop, so not with if else. Okay, so this is what I was actually looking for. So this is an iterative function, so find minimum, which compares each function in order. So he compares 5 with 2, with 8, with 1. And each time if the number given, so 5, let's say 5, it's smaller than the minimum, then that number is set as the minimum. So it will take 5, then it will compare 5 to 2, and it will say, okay, 2 is smaller, so 2 is the minimum. Then it will compare 2 with 8, and it will say like, oh, 8 is not smaller than 2, so we still keep 2 as the minimum. Then it will compare 2 with 1, and it will say again, 2 is smaller than 2, it's bigger than 1, right? So the new smallest number is 1, and then it will compare it with 8, and it will say 1 is still the minimum number, so we keep 1 as the minimum number, and then it returns the minimum, which will be 1. So it's awesome, and it also gives you the explanation. So you can generate code, and you can also, as I shown in the first part, you can build a technical documentation around the code, which is really awesome. If you have really big codes, just split them up in multiple parts and add them through ChatGPT, and it will create documentation for each code, because you have a limit of how much text ChatGPT can return. Anyway, that's all for code. I hope I didn't bore the non-code audience. So extract main ideas from text. Again, I will use my article here, your Dr. ChatGPT, right? So you can just do something like Control A, Control Copy, because ChatGPT will just forget about the useless text. So tell me the main idea from this text. I think it's good to ideas from this text. And then you just paste the text. And hopefully it's not too long. Okay, it's not too long. So here you get like, I don't know, top 8 ideas he gave. So it returned the top ideas. So you don't have to actually read the article anymore, right? If you are on a lazy day and you don't want to read the article, you can just take the main ideas using this. So ChatGPT's accuracy is providing useful tips and information about health symptoms and related diseases. ChatGPT can be used as a personal doctor, answering questions and providing guidance on various medical inquiries. ChatGPT can provide quick access to medical information, help assess symptoms, support managing health, provide wellness and tips. Sorry, I need to drink some water. Offer mental health support, give medication reminders, and analyze health records. So, again, awesome. Now let's move on to. So yeah, you can do that for any text as long as it's not too long. Now let's move to extracting main ideas from text. I've done that. So write in your own language /translate. So you can say like, write me a long article about ChatGPT in Romanian, because many having 3 sections. You can even specify how many sections, and you can also specify in a profession. I don't know if it's written well. Professional tone, right? So you can specify the section. You can specify the tone. Now it will write me an article. As you can see, this is clearly not English. If you are not Romanian, you will not understand. Or if you don't know Romanian, maybe you are not Romanian and you know Romanian. But it's just generated. It generates it very well. So it's like, I so far I see no mistakes. So there are absolutely no mistakes as far as I've read, but I won't read the whole text right now. But it generates it like very flawlessly. And also with the diacritics, I don't know if this is the right term. It's diacritice in Romanian, but anyway. So it also uses the specific language notation. That's what I meant by that. So specific language notations, and it's pretty nice. Again, you can just expand this section, right? And you can just place it here, and it will make it bigger. And it will keep the language. So it will keep the Romanian language. So that's that with writing in your own language. You can also translate. So translation is also. So maybe you generated this and you don't know what all the words mean, right? Let's wait for it to generate. Translate this in Romanian, right? You place them here, and now it just translates it, and it does it very good. Maybe there are some things that you should change, like language specific things, like the placement of words and stuff like that. But anyway, that's all for the tips right now. So I presented all 10, and now I will show you how to fool ChatGPT text detectors. It's actually quite simple. So as you remember, I told you how to where is it? Rephrase or change the style or tone of the text. So that's what you have to do, but you have to be very specific when you are changing the style or tone of the text. So again, let's take this text. Let's take this one. It says that it needed 1000. Okay, let's copy this one. Or actually, let me just find something else, because this has also quoted ChatGPT text. So I don't know. Let's set something. Okay, why remote work is a blessing. So remote work is pretty awesome. I love remote work. And now rephrase this in a relaxed human like human like tone. So I'll just tell him to rephrase this in a relaxed human tone. It may not work for both classifiers this way. You must actually like copy styles and stuff like that, but let's just test it. But I think it has like 80% chance of not being detected. I'll just wait for it to finish. Sometimes ChatGPT is much slower. I don't know why. Okay. Okay. Whoa, it actually expanded it. So this is what I put and this is what... Anyway. Continue generating, please. Okay, so this is the text. Let's see if I did this right. Otherwise, I will try something. So as you see, just placed it prediction based on 510 tokens. Real 99.98%, fake 0.02%. Let's try with the official classifier also. Again, the classifier considers the text to be unlikely AI generated. So it worked from the first try. But if it doesn't work from the first try, just try something like different things. So this one is not detected, as you've seen. Not detected even on the official OpenAI classifier. It's undetectable. Now let's take this and rephrase this in, let's see, the style of, let's take Nature again, Nature magazine. What is it with an S? I have no idea. It's like British English and American English. We were taught British English, but we are watching American English, which is very confusing. But I will just leave it like this. So if you remember above, I said rephrase this in a relaxed human-like tone, and you need to put this relaxed because human-like can be like a very wide range of stuff. But if you say in a relaxed human-like tone, it tends to generate a more human-like tone. This is from my experiments, and just trust me on this one. So now rephrase this in the style of, so you can choose a magazine, you can choose like an author like Stephen King. I don't know why I keep saying Stephen King, or J.K. Rowling, or I don't know, whoever. So rephrase this in the style of Nature magazine. Let's see. So remote was extremely rare prior to 2020 COVID crisis, right? Now it's rephrased. It's like more professional, more, I don't know, experienced human writer, which is not me. Well, I am quite experienced, but I'm not at the level that, like at the level of editors in Nature magazine. I mean, for real, I'm like a newbie compared to them. So as you can see, the tone is like very different in the Nature magazine style. Now let's finish and test it again, so I can show you that we fooled the detectors again. So like even the official. So let's say this one is like ChatGPT 2, right? Detector. Maybe it's bad, but this is like the official ChatGPT. Continue generating, please. Why are you stopping? I'm not sleeping. Okay, let's try this one. So predicting, again, real, 99.97. 0.03% real, right? Fake 0.03%. So we fooled this ChatGPT-2 detector. Now let's see if we fooled the official detector. So this time the classifier considers the text to be very unlikely AI generated. So it's not only unlikely, it's very unlikely to be AI generated. So that's how you do it. Yeah, well, basically that's how you beat the detector. I hope you guys really learned something useful from this guide. I tried to add like the top 10 stuff that were really helpful for me. I hope they will be helpful for you also. The fooling ChatGPT text detector is like a little trick that I taught you, and hope that also helps. Well, I'm sure that will help, because anyway, that's all. I really need a cup of water now because my neck is like dehydrated. I hope you guys liked it all, and I hope you guys will subscribe, because I'm planning to make other AI related videos. Actually, I'm planning to make a video about generating images, so like really awesome images, not like DALL-E images, because DALL-E is like the worst image generator around. I don't know why people use it. I'm using Stable Diffusion, and I'm using open source Stable Diffusion with open source models that were customized to generate something specific, like I don't know, realistic humans, uh, copy certain styles and stuff like that. So it's free, and it's much better than DALL-E. I find DALL-E very bad. Stable Diffusion is still like the best. Anyway, hope you guys will subscribe, and you will watch my next videos about image generation and even music generation, because Facebook released a new model called what was it called, Music Gen, right? And Music Gen can actually generate music. I have some playlist of music generated by Music Gen, but I've only started like a few days ago to test it and stuff. So it's called DJ Robmock. You will find it in my playlist, and hope you will like some of the music there. Some of them are quite bad, and some of them are quite awesome. They are like techno music mostly, but I will try other styles too. I saw some guy copied Hans Zimmer. If you don't know who Hans Zimmer was, who is, because he's not dead. He's the guy who created the Lord of the Rings, and what was the other movie? The one with the black hole. I missed the. So he created the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. He created a lot of awesome soundtracks. I have a lapsus about the movie name. It's a very very good movie with the guys that live on a spaceship and fly in space and near a black hole and stuff like that. I will like to add it into the description after I Google. Oh, actually, Hans Zimmer movies. Okay, Interstellar. That's what I was meaning. So Interstellar, Gladiator. So a lot of awesome tracks. Even the Black Knight. Anyway, that's all. So don't forget to subscribe, guys, and see you around, hopefully. Bye bye.